this episode, we pack our bags and head to all corners as we join the search with RipCurl and their team of super groms. And free surfer Luke Hynd joins us for a chat. G'day, I'm Ronnie Blakey, welcome to mySURFtv. Now as surfers, there is nothing better than chasing down the perfect wave with some of your best mates. It's a concept that RipCurl's been tapping into for almost 30 years. Right now, we're going to jump on board one of RipCurl's magic search trips to a mystical wave with Dylan Perello, Luke Hynd and Pat Curran.
Going on the search mission, you've got to have the mindset that you're not always going to find perfect surf. It's more the discovery, like trying to discover the waves. Kind of we coming to these deserted islands with an idea that there could be waves, but we're not really sure of the setups.
You realize that it's not so much about finding the waves, it's more like documenting everything in between.
Yeah, I guess being really patient and being open to trying new things. Yeah, and then when you do score perfect waves, that's true searching.
I'm enjoying more of the traveling aspect of it now, being overseas and cultures, and I've had Korea for the last week and a half.
Has anyone surfed there before? I don't even know there's like not metal in the reef. There's metal all in the reef right here. That's a legit wave. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I felt like I was a Hollywood actress or something, with everyone just staring at you walking down the road. And
Not an actor?
hey?
Not an actor? Actress?
Oh, an actress.
I now know what it's like to be a woman.
Did I say actress?
Stay with us because after the break, our journey on the search continues with Luke Hynd. And don't forget, everything you see on the show and more can be viewed 24/7 at mySURF.tv. Welcome back to mySURFtv. Joining me now, a very special guest from the Gold Coast, Luke Hynd. Luke, great to see you, mate.
You too, Ronnie.
Mate, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you had a bit of a competitive career as a junior, but these days it seems like you're shifting your focus and really enjoying some trips away with RipCurl Search.
Pretty much growing up, just like every other Grom, I did all the Grom events and then pro juniors, and then got to a point in my career where I wasn't doing that well in comps and I wanted to separate myself from the other guys. So I think RipCurl saw that about me, and then yeah, they started pushing me towards doing a few more free surf trips with their new search campaign, so I was really happy, yeah.
You're always excited about going and tracking down perfect waves, but going away with your friends just looks like the best thing in the world, especially when you're getting paid to do it. But you got to go away with Owen and Tyler Wright on a trip. Tell us a little bit about those two.
It was a real learning experience. I'd never surfed waves like that, and to have like Owen Wright in your corner telling you what waves to go, it was pretty incredible. He's obviously a charger and he's got brothers and sisters that he pushes, so I was kind of just taken straight under his wing and just pushed into the biggest waves I've ever surfed. I just knew he was going to force me to go pretty much, and if you can't say no to Owen Wright if he's telling you to go.
Of course, Tahiti isn't all about Chopu. There are plenty of remote atolls dotted all over the place. So let's join Luke as he goes on the search for a secret Tahitian left.
After surfing pumping chopes for a few days, Owen and Tyler had to go home and prepare for an event, but I had nothing on my plate, so we kind of checked the maps and we found a remote atoll in the Pacific that looked like it had potential for a left reeling in off a reef pass. It was a bit of a mission to get to. We had about 4 flights. We got told it was like a 45-minute boat ride that turned into being about a 4-hour open ocean journey with like 4-footed chop. Once we finally got here and we jumped off, and you have to paddle over a river, and there's just schools of fish and stingrays and even sharks. It gets a little freaky, but it just shows this whole place is just untouched. Hopefully it'll be like that forever, and this wave will just be for those who want to go and put the effort in to search and find perfect waves for themselves. Going off the beaten track, exploring new places and finding perfect empty waves to yourself, that's living the search to me.
The search continues after the break as we continue to look for untouched surfing perfection. welcome back to mySURFtv. I still have Luke Hynd here with me, and Luke, we were talking about just what it's like going away with your mates, but there's another element to the search which is pretty special, and that is finding waves that sometimes you don't even know if they've ever been surfed before, and you had that magical feeling on a trip recently with a couple of your good buddies.
We rocked up to a little bay and we saw like this, looked like a closeout, just a pretty terrible wave. We're like, oh, maybe a bit more tide on it, could be pretty good. Probably more rare to find a setup like that, which is just a little barrel straight into a perfect air section every single time. It's still my favourite wave.
Well, let's have a look what you guys got up to. This is Luke Hynd, Harry Bryant and Jacob Willcox challenging a mystical wave somewhere in Indonesia.
I was feeling a bit disappointed because I thought it was just going to be a full barrel fest pretty much. The other guys, yeah, Harry and Jacob pretty much said the exact same thing. They were quite rattled as well, like super over it. We were like, screw this place. Let's like try find another wave that doesn't have like 100 dudes out.
The waves were pumping. It would have been great if it was only us three guys out.
Even though the waves were pumping, we were like, nah, let's find somewhere else. Like, there's got to be other waves around here. So we pretty much just hopped in the car and headed in the opposite direction.
We had no idea where we were, and we just kind of explored off the beaten track.
You hold on hard, getting knocked around, hold on and take a blow right to your face.
Followed a dirt road as long as it could go.
It's got a nice corner, like it's, oh, that thing just pitted.
Stain of blood, could have sworn I saw you go for another taste. Black and blue and dripping red, a sweeter pain than the words inside your head. Too pink and raw to be said out loud. Give me sweat and scars and a shining coat of armor.
Comes in from really deep water and it just hits this shelf and jacks up. Basically, it just goes too shallow and there's a really good air section off the end of the wave.
I was happy to just be doing a few little airs as well. That was good for my confidence, considering I only broke my ankle about 6 months ago. I don't know, I've probably been a little bit naughty trying a few on this trip, but it's felt fine.
Two faceless friends with iron fists for hands. You let it out, but it's not enough. Beneath your armor,
It's such a rare thing to know, like, before you even take off, you're gonna get a little pit, and then it's gonna hit a ramp in the exact same spot every single time. Such a progressive wave. It was like, yeah, hitting a snowboard jump over and over, just knowing you could almost spotting your takeoff every single time. It was just the landing was sometimes different. In my eyes, that's something so rare to find. I don't know, each time we paddle back out, we'll just watch our mate pull into a pit or do a huge punt, and we're pretty much screaming the entire surf.
don't wanna try, don't wanna try, don't wanna try. You don't wanna try, don't wanna try, don't wanna try.
Having one idea in mind and you end up stumbling across something completely different, but it ends up being way better than what you expected. This trip's opened my eyes to really just want to search around the corner, always drive around the next headland because you just never know what you're going to find.
Everything you have seen here and plenty more is available to watch 24/7 at mySURFtv. Welcome back to mySURFtv. We've got Luke Hynd with us. We've been seeing some amazing vision from RipCurl search trips. And now we're going to touch on something a little different, and that is, in the case of this next clip, people seeing you surf and seeing surfing for the very first time. And that must be just a mind-blowing experience.
It was amazing to go to a place and show people that had never seen surfing what my entire life basically is. It was just a really humbling experience, I guess.
All right, well, let's get into it. This is part 2 of Pale Aliens featuring Dylan Perello, Pat Curran and Luke Hynd.
Before this trip, I thought I was going to be surfing mainland, little beach breaks, and then oh, we're going to these islands off. Yeah, I had no idea that they existed. It's a pretty big deal, as in going to new places and finding waves that people haven't really thought of before.
We've only surfed one new wave so far, and it's actually a surf spot worth naming. And we saw the wave in the distance, and we go, oh, we should look over there. Like a hybrid left point break, beach break, so it was coming in, and you never knew which one had that residual from the other side of the island meeting up with the point. The wave would be flat, and then all of a sudden, the residual makes the wave, bigger, twice as big.
This trip was the first wave that I've kind of surfed that hasn't been surfed before. The only reason I know that is because no one on the island had even seen surfing before, so pretty much the whole island was standing on the beach watching us surf, and then when we came in, they're all rubbing our boards in the wax and just touching us. I don't even know if they'd seen someone who looked like me before, let alone surfing on waves.
We had a huge audience of local people, and they just looked at us like we were aliens or something. They're funny, though. Hopefully, they'll start surfing one day.
Paddling back out after a wave, that was when I kind of realised that everyone was watching me. I got told that all the locals would laugh when it would fall off, just to be able to show people that had never surfed before what surfing is was a pretty cool experience.
Well, that's all we've got time for on this episode, but it's been great, Luke, to have you on the show, mate.
Thanks for having me.
And for everyone else out there, don't forget, everything you've seen on this show and more can be seen 24/7 at mySURF.tv. I'm Ronnie Blakey. We'll see you next time. mySURFtv is powered by Surfing Australia and Nudie.